Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Join with me is my co-host, Joseph.
Hello.
And not Ian, but Jehu.
Caw-caw! You know, it's funny. I was going to do a sexy smooth caw because we're doing this at night, but Jones came in with such energy, I had to give a real caw.
That's correct. It was energy. That's the word we'll use to describe it.
Ian disappears for 1 week and we're already off the rails.
Guys, I like doing this at night. I don't know about you, but
I'm into it. I'm in my fucking jammies. It's like a whole different vibe. It's way less Johnny Fever, way more Venus Flytrap.
Real Phonies After Dark.
Yeah.
Joseph, I think you have a list of news for us, though I was supposed to collect it, but I did not.
Look, there's really only one piece of news we're here to talk about, but we're going to string you along for a little bit for some other little nuggets along the way we wanted to talk about.
Is that piece of news that Clifford the Big Red Dog had like a huge boost to Paramount Plus?
Did it really?
It had like the biggest week of membership ever, the week that Clifford the Big Red Dog came out.
Appeal to kids, man. No, the first thing I was going to talk about, starting Marvel, we're going to end Marvel too, is the first trailer came out for Marvel's Moon Knight TV show. I think it's a little strong to call this a trailer. I think it's a sizzle reel of a couple of things. That's
you
probably
specifically said Moon Knight, but She-Hulk and Miss Marvel are also in this as well.
I will say this Moon Knight one is very dark, and I mean that literally. When you guys sent me the link to it, I was outside and I didn't see a goddamn thing on it.
What's going on with Oscar Isaac's accent in this?
I don't know.
I did not like it. I mean, this trailer is cool. I mean, I will watch this show. I like the She-Hulk one as well. Questions about when that one takes place in the timeline. The Miss Marvel one is probably the one that I was the most meh about, but I don't really know much about that character. On the whole, Disney Plus Day sucked balls.
Right.
It's amazing because they put out a lot of stuff based on our text thread, and almost none of it was stuff that I was interested in.
Well, most of it was just a logo on a black background. I already knew this shit was coming. Who gives a shit?
It's a good point.
Yeah, there was very little new in this. I think the only other new things we were told about is they're going to do a spinoff for Marvel Zombies, which will be an animated show, and that we're going to do Spider-Man Freshman Year, which will be the origin of the MCU Spidey. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, we knew all this crap was coming. The only thing I didn't like was that guy from Star Trek Discovery is going to play Captain Nemo. I think that's a good casting for that dude.
I agree with that totally.
But yeah, this totally blew. It sucks that Fandom as a better product than Disney Plus Day.
At least Fandom was trying to sell it to me. This was just like, yeah, you're gonna come. Fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, both of them just told us what we already knew, but DC's still trying to sell you on it. You're absolutely right. Disney Plus Day was like, yeah, why are we doing this? You're gonna watch.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
So the next thing up on our list, we got another Taika Waititi project, which I'm not familiar with. You guys might be more familiar with than I am. The InCal.
I know it's
I'm vaguely familiar with it. It's by a French artist named Mobius, and literally, when Dune was a hit, I was like, okay, which Mobius property are they going to try to adapt first? And it's the InCal, because Mobius has been involved in a lot of like sci-fi movie sort of design, but he was the very original Dune that was never made. He did all the designs for it. So it just seems to fit that it would be time to do this now.
How many Taika Waititi projects are there?
I mean, that is the question. We can put out the odds on whether this comes out or not, but
he's the new Guillermo.
He is the new Guillermo. And I'm not sure that he's got the reputation. Well, I mean, yeah, I can't say that. Jojo Rabbit is like my favorite movie. So, maybe he does. Maybe he has earned it already. Do you know that dude won his an Oscar on the very first thing he ever made?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he made a short film, and it was his first short film, and it won an Oscar for best short film.
Good for him.
Which, I mean, is one of those things where, well, I guess you just stop then. There's not like you've already done it. Good job.
He followed that up with Green Lantern.
Did he direct Green Lantern?
No, he just
okay. He just did it. Let's see. This is a slightly older news, but I don't think it's been since our last news episode. We talked on one of our other news episodes about the Wicked movie and how it wasn't going to have the original cast. And now we have more information on how the not original cast is shaping up, and it's going to have Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah, this is the right casting. I mean, they're going to knock it out of the park.
Both vocally and like topically, I guess. Like you pick the right people and the right people that can do it.
Ariana has said for a long time that Glinda is her dream role, that she would always play it one day. And look, she will in the movie. And Cynthia Erivo is going to just obliterate all of those songs. She's gonna be so good. My wife is over here like, no, she's not. She's gonna be But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm more excited than I was.
Man, like 3:00 today, I had something shitty to say about Ariana Grande that I was really proud of, and now I can't remember it. Isn't that a bummer?
That is a bummer. The other bummer is that Ian isn't here to just say Ariana Grande is so hot.
Right.
But yeah, I've talked before about how I love Rent, but Rent, the movie, is terrible. And a large part of it is because they brought back the original cast 10 years too late. This is like 15 years too late. And I'm glad they made the right call on this.
Agreed. Who's James Corden going to play in this movie?
James Corden's not in this movie, is he?
He's not cast, but he sure will be.
Don't you do that to me?
He 100% will be in it.
He's going to be the fucking sheep teacher. I fucking know it in my heart.
You're so right. You are so right.
I fucking hate it so much. God damn it. I hate you said that. Whew. All right. And then the last thing, a trailer that just came out today for a show that looked like a movie. I've already forgotten. Is it Pam and Tommy or Tommy and Pam?
I think it's Pam and Tommy.
Sure.
I'm voting Pam and Tommy.
This looks fine. It looks good. I can't believe that's what's her name? Lily. Ian would know. Lily James. She's like lost in that role as Pamela Anderson. Like, so I will watch it solely for her performance.
I mean, I'm super bummed that this isn't a movie because it seems like such a 90s movie about the most 90s event. And it just seems like you should see it on a big screen. And also on Hulu, there's no way we're going to see a fake dick. and this movie, this seems to be that it wants to be the Boogie Nights of its generation. It wants to be the Peoples versus Larry Flint of its generation. There needs to be a big plastic fake dick,
especially Tommy's. I mean, he was working with something,
right? He wasn't playing around. But I mean, I'm pretty fucking excited about this. Like, I would have never thought this was fodder for a movie, but as soon as you see this trailer, it's like, oh yeah, this is the defining moment of a generation, for good or ill, mostly ill.
Definitely ill.
Mostly, yeah. Also a great cast. Nick Offerman, Seth Rogen, Sebastian Stan, and Lily James. It looks good.
Yeah, I'll watch the hell out of this.
I like Nick Offerman with a mullet.
I do too.
That. Yeah.
It seems natural to him. It seems like maybe that actually occurred in his life at some point.
Agreed.
And Christian, I'm going to let you take what we're actually here for.
I'm not sure why, but sure. The big news event, after months of speculation, we finally saw the second trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. A little background for this is on Thursday, I think Thursday of last week, a image was released that should not have been released. On Friday, the person who released it apologized, but in their apology said, I thought it was fake. And then the studio told me to take it down, then confirming the picture was real. And so to completely distract us from that, all of a sudden on Saturday, we're having a special trailer premiere in Los Angeles with Tom Holland there. And I think it was meant to distract us from that crazy news story. Yeah. So they did an actual trailer reveal party, which is the dumbest, money grabbiest bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
You say that shit, but would you not go if you were invited?
100% I would have been there. I'm a sucker. They would have got me.
And since it was a success, they'll now do it all the fucking time.
That's so true.
That's why I don't like it. I mean, if it was really special, it would be different. But now it's going to be a thing, and I don't appreciate that. But it was cool. We saw all the villains that are confirmed, which are Electro, Goblin, Octopus, Lizard, and Sandman. Yeah, I don't even. What was this trailer about? I mean, Spider-Man fights those people.
Well, it really doesn't give you a super more amount of information than the last one, which is good, but it seemed like it was going to, and it didn't. And it definitely didn't tell people the two things they wanted to hear, even though they know that it's true.
Yeah, especially now. That was the shocking thing for me, is after last week, and we saw those two things, why are we still trying to hide it?
Right.
Also, wasn't there evidence in the trailer of some edited out, probably people?
Yeah, so I'll say this. This is a spoiler warning on a trailer. If you don't want to know anything about Spider-Man No Way Home, stop right here. Okay, so the thing...
Podcast?
Yeah, fuck you.
The night's energy.
The big reveal was two pictures released last week. One of them had all three Spider-Man on it. I would like to add that that video that was released like 6 months ago of Andrew Garfield on railing when everyone's like, oh, it's fake. It's deep fake technology. No, sure as hell looks like he's standing on the same scaffolding as he is in that video.
Right.
And then a picture of Charlie Cox with Tom Holland and Jon Favreau came out. And so in the trailer, there's a scene where Lizard and Sandman and Electro are all attacking Tom Holland. And Lizard apparently gets the shit knocked out of him, but nobody's there.
Right.
Just some really dense air.
Yeah, yes. There's a gust of wind. It was very reminiscent of the Infinity War trailer where Hulk is in the Battle of Wakanda, and then it ends up being the Hulk Buster is in the Battle of Wakanda. We know Marvel will do this. He's absolutely getting his shit knocked out by Andrew Garfield right there. I'm positive of it. The other thing is when MJ is falling, the hand that goes to grab her is not Tom Holland's suit. It's red and blue, which it better fucking be Andrew Garfield.
It has to be.
Yes.
It can't be anything else.
So those are the big like not there but totally there moments in the trailer.
I really want to bring that costume back. I hate the Amazing Spider-Man movies. We haven't done like a whole Spider-Man episode, but I would love to just spend 40 minutes by myself talking about them. But I do love the costume.
The costume is great. Yeah, I can't even say I hate those movies because I don't really remember a lot of them.
I think the costume in Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man costume across all the films.
I think you are correct.
He's got big white eyes. That it's a bright red and blue suit. Like it's a really good looking suit in Amazing Spider-Man 2. What do we think of this trailer? We've talked a lot about it, but not what we thought.
I mean, I like the trailer again. I'm actually okay with keeping the quote unquote big reveal for the theater audience when it comes out, because I think there are dorks like us who do this bullshit, who look on Twitter, who listen to podcasts about this stuff. And we're like, come on, guys, we fucking know. But 70 to 80% of people out there who go to see this movie are going to have no idea about any of that bullshit. They're only going to see the trailers in the movies in front of other movies that they're seeing. And then they'll be surprised when they see this movie.
But I think one of the issues with that is I'd say of those 70, 80% of those people don't realize that these are supposed to be three different Spider-Man. That
Agreed.
That's
doesn't just
point.
work like James Bond where they're all the same guy. And they're going to be confused as fuck.
Yeah, it might not matter. I think we've done enough stuff recently. Who cares? 3 Spider-Man, 5 Spider-Man, and let's just have a good time.
I totally agree with Hert's point here. I think the people who would truly appreciate it already know. And so the people you're trying to hide it from don't give a shit.
Right.
That's a good point.
Man, before I even get into the deep weeds of this, can you guys guess what part I immediately was bummed about and then immediately after that just white hot rage?
That Doctor Strange has no idea what the plot of Scooby-Doo is?
No, but that's good. No. I fucking hated the Dr. Octopus name joke.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a Hurt thing to hate.
Man, well, here's the thing, man. I'm just ready to be over Josh Whedon dialogue. And this is not because he cheats on his wife, because that was her fault. She shouldn't have married a famous person.
Oh, my God.
I mean, if you want fidelity, do not marry a famous person. That's a dumb move to make. If you want someone who has the option of fucking anyone they meet, is not a person to marry if you care about fidelity.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't expect the episode without Ian to be the Joss Whedon defense episode, but here we are.
I'm not defending him because I'm about to talk a lot of shit about him. I'm over his fucking dialogue, particularly in everything, but particularly in superhero, sci-fi related stuff. I don't need jokes that should be on this side of the wall, the fourth wall, made by shitty podcasters like us, to be made by the characters in the movie. You know, the Doctor Strange joke in Infinity War gets a pass because that one was great, but this one was dumb and hacky, and I hated it.
Yeah, I don't love that moment either. I also really, I mean, I already referenced it, but I hate the Doctor Strange Scooby-Doo that shit. I hate that bit. Like, I don't get it at all, other than it's a gang of kids going along to catch bad guys, which I guess kind of makes sense, but that's still not even really the plot of Scooby-Doo. So, I mean, like, it was weird.
I'm telling you, it's because he's not referencing Scooby-Doo. He's referencing Josh Whedon ripoff shit, because you always call a group of kids in a sci-fi horror superhero type thing the Scooby Gang now because of that show.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I didn't love this trailer, and mostly because I feel like at this point, there's so much shit they don't want us to know that we're only getting like the same 15 minutes just cut up in everything we've seen. Right. Both trailers, you know, there's only been a handful of posters. Every promotional image is either Doctor Strange doing the fucking train thingy, right, or it's the bridge fight with Doc Ock. And I'm just tired of seeing these things. And I get that you're trying to keep the mystery, but at this point, you've handcuffed yourself so much in your advertising. It would just be to not advertise, because what you're putting out is not good. I've already seen it multiple times. It's the only thing you're showing me. And they're not even doing a great job of keeping the secrets, because those of us who know the secrets are like, oh shit, the lizard just got his fucking face punched off. Right. I wonder who did that.
Right.
And so either A, just get rid of the bit of trying to keep it hidden, or B, just don't show anything. Just In-Game gave us one trailer 35 days before the movie came out, and we were all okay with it. And we would have been okay with it with this. The internet would have bitched for a while, but everyone still would have shown to the theater. And I just don't feel like the marketing for this has been good, because they've handcuffed themselves with the secrets they want to keep.
It definitely is telling that the most talked about moment from this trailer is something we didn't see, whatever punched the lizard.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, I feel a little bit more positive about this than you guys, mostly just because I was so excited to have Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe back that the rest of it was kind of superfluous to me.
I agree on that totally.
I'm excited to see how Peter interacts with the new villains that don't know who he is, but also still hate Spider-Man.
Right.
I'm excited about him and Doc Ock. And also I like the general theme. You know, I've mentioned before how I liked the fact that they've kind of hammered in on, you know, Spider-Man being kind of the last secret identity hero in the Marvel universe. And that's such a big part of the conflict of all of his movies. And I like that they make this one also apparently about, you know, how much he does not like the idea that he might have to kill people to, I don't know, save other people. I think that's a central part of the character, and also kind of an interesting thing to explore in the movie.
And explored in almost zero other superhero movies.
Yes.
Yeah, so I
ironically,
love that part too, definitely.
Despite the fact that there are several other heroes that is also a central part of their character, apparently this is the only one that felt like, hey, we should make this a central story.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are great points. I definitely think you're onto something, and I think that will be interesting. But I think my controversial opinion about this is that I would have preferred to see Toby than I would have preferred to see Willem Dafoe. Like, if you had kept that a secret,
that is a hot take.
I would have blown my fucking mind walking in the theater. Yeah, because and now the rumor is that he's the actual bad guy. Like, we got the announcement of Jamie Foxx and Alfred Molina, and even though they were kind of like the actors just being like, yeah, I got a paycheck, but the rumor is that Willem Dafoe is the guy, and that Goblin is the villain. And I think I would have preferred to keep that the secret over the other two Spider-Men coming back. I know I'm in the minority on that, but I do think that's part of my disappointment with all.
No, you know what? You've convinced me. For a second, I misunderstood you. I thought you explaining that was saying I'd rather have Tobey Maguire back than Willem Dafoe. Like that's more exciting to me in the trailer. But you're saying as a reveal, Willem Dafoe's better. And for sure, if I went into that movie thinking it was mostly Doc Ock and some amazing Spider-Man stuff, and then like 2/3 of the way through, I heard that fucking cackle, like I would have lost my goddamn shit.
100%. Yeah, I wish you wouldn't have said this, Jones, because now you kind of ruined this.
Doesn't he ruin things for you?
Because that should be the showstopper. That should be the blow your mind shit.
For sure.
Well, what's crazy is that he's the thing they kept secret. That's the thing the studio revealed was like, I didn't know he was in it till like 2 months ago. Right. You know what I mean? Like that was the secret they maintained for so long. It's just, I don't know. It's all been kind of backwards to me. Not that I know shit about marketing movies, but to me personally, it's been backwards.
I wanted to go back quickly because I didn't talk about it during Moon Knight, but I will never look at Moon Knight the right way again because you've just cast Daniel Radcliffe as Moon Knight. And the Marvel did not do that. And I can't not be disappointed now by anything else that happens.
Yeah, totally.
And I was pretty positive coming into this trailer, but now that you've brought that, I was like, oh yeah, that would have been a better world I would have liked to lived in.
Well, I'm sorry to ruin it for you.
One super positive thing on this, man, Electro looks great. What little
it's so good. So good, man.
Like now that they've like redesigned him, I want a whole fucking movie of just him.
Yeah. I wish we had redesigned Lizard. Do you guys remember, and I might be making this up, this might be Mandela effect here, but the very first test screening at like Comic-Con 2012 or whatever for Amazing Spider-Man, whatever year that movie came out, I don't remember. The lizard they show was like he came out of a hole in the bathroom of the school, and it had like the snout, he had the lab coat and everything.
You are correct. That did happen in my timeline as well.
Why the hell did we not get that lizard?
I don't fucking know, man. It's like the dumbest fucking thing.
I remember that video coming out on the internet and being like, shit, they got this right. Like, this is it. And then we got what the Goomba looking dude we got. And that's Goomba. That reference of Goomba is from
we know which one it
Super
is.
Mario the Brothers, the movie.
Shit, you're right. That's one of those things where I would have been surprised if Amazing Spider-Man got it right, if I'm honest with you, but it seems like something that Marvel should have gotten right this time around.
It's interesting to me that if that's going to be the same Electro, doesn't seem like it is. And if you made that choice with him, why would you make that choice with Lizard? But we'll see.
Maybe they just didn't want to completely crap all over those movies. Yeah. Okay. We don't give a shit about Lizard anyway. We won't even redesign him. So I guess the big question from this, 5 is not an iconic number of Spider-Man villains. 6 is an iconic number of Spider-Man villains. Who do we think the 6th Spider-Man villain is in this?
Yeah, I mean, I know you think it's Mysterio. I also think it's Mysterio. And I'm going off one single line of dialogue, which is that all these guys died at the hands of Spider-Man in their universes. And the only guy that Spidey has kind of been responsible for dying in this universe is Mysterio.
100%. That's what nailed it for me because, okay, if all these guys died, which there is a hole in that, by the way.
We didn't see Sandman die, correct?
Sandman did not die.
Or Lizard. Lizard got arrested.
That's right. Lizard didn't either. I haven't watched, but I definitely remember Sandman not dying. But if Mysterio died, why wouldn't he be with these guys?
Yeah.
If this is all the Spider-Man, like we know why Vulture's not there because he's not dead. We know why Rhino's not there because he's not dead. Why wouldn't Mysterio be there? I think this whole thing, Mysterio is behind it. Not the first time we hear the term multiverse used. We hear that in Doctor Strange used first. But one of the first characters we meet that says he's from the multiverse and turns out to be isn't is Mysterio. Maybe he did know something about the multiverse going into that. Maybe he wasn't just pulling shit out of his ass. If he's not really dead, it would make sense that he has some sort of plot to, make Spider-Man pay for characters that he killed, I mean, I'm not a screenwriter. I don't know for sure. It just seems like if the whole point of this story starts with Mysterio died and he had it blamed on Spider-Man, then if the plot of all these guys is that they were all killed by Spider-Man, there's no way Mysterio isn't involved in that. So not only do I think he's the sixth man, I think he's the guy behind it all.
Yeah, I mean, I would add a point to that, which is it's weird to me that what could be, it probably won't be, but the last Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, or at the very least, the last of this trilogy, you wouldn't have one of his villains in it.
Yeah. Right.
The entire makeup is previous Spider-Man villains. That just seems weird.
Which I don't think this will be the last of his movies. I think this movie is... I think right now we think this is going to be the Sinister Six movie, but I think it's the setup for the Sinister Six movie.
Yeah, that's probably true.
All right. Do we have anything else?
Just that, man, if at one point there was talk of asking Michael Keaton to be in this, God, how confused was he getting asked to be in two of these fucking movies? It's like when they said, hey, man, we're doing this movie where all the people from these different disparaging Spider-Man movies come together because of like a sort of multi-dimensional time travel thing. And he's like, I'm literally already doing this fucking movie and I don't understand it.
Michael Keaton is living real life Birdman.
Right.
Yeah, he is. For real.
All right. That's Spider-Man Far From Home. It's coming out at Christmas. We'll probably argue about it more before that actually happens. But, that's what this podcast is. So that's the news. What have you been watching, guys?
I haven't watched much of anything. So I had some Eternals thoughts that I didn't get to share last week. They're stupid. So I'm going to share them now. And the first is that I'm glad this is a Pink Floyd song. Time is in the first time we're in the present.
Right.
It's a cool song.
That is a cool song.
Pink Floyd's a cool band. I have this weird relationship where I think they're overrated, but they're still incredible. Like when other people talk about Pink Floyd, I'm like, oh God, shut up. But then I secretly love Pink Floyd. I don't know what it is about them, but that's just how I treat it. The second thing I'd like to talk about is also on music in this, is that Harry Styles shows up at the end. That guy's got a mean cover of Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. Everyone should check it out. It's a pretty straightforward cover, but I think he kind of knocks it out of the park, which brings me to my third point, which is that the universe is actually better that Peter Gabriel left Genesis. I know that's controversial, but that's a fact. We got serious bops after that dude left Genesis, not just from him, but from Genesis and from Phil Collins. And we wouldn't have had that if that guy stayed. So, maybe it worked out for the best. That's all.
Christian Jones, I've never agreed with a point you had more than that one. I fucking love Pop Genesis. The only Peter Gabriel I care about is Sledgehammer era Peter Gabriel. And Phil Collins' No Jacket Required is my fucking jam.
I'm in total agreement.
You know what's funny? I'm also going to talk about the Eternals and Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd only because you mentioned it and you seem to have a very similar relationship. I just wanted to bring up too. I really liked Pink Floyd in high school, and then I turned on them hard as an adult. And it's one of those things that I gained an emotional connection to because of did you guys know Chris Anderson a lot?
I mean, not a lot.
I know Ian did, but I can't remember if you guys hung out with him a lot. But, that was just a guy I really liked a lot, and he passed. But that guy totally turned me back on to Pink Floyd just purely by how much he fucking loved it. He used to tell some story about he went to some, bonfire party, and there was a guy playing Wish You Were Here there on an acoustic, which sounds awful, but he loved it so much, and he thought it was that dude's song. And when he asked the dude about it, he's like, no, man, that's Pink Floyd. And that's how he got into that band. And I just think that's a great fucking story. But as far as Eternals, I read a bunch of Eternals comics recently. I should have talked about them last week, but my New Orleans trip was hotter. So I'll talk about them this week. The only real clump of Kirby stuff I'd never read before was the Eternal stuff. And I read it leading up to this. And most of it's fucking great. A little more shitting on Joss Whedon. Man, I always talk about how it's hard to read old comics because the dialogue is so different, because it's so exposition heavy, because it's not as like postmodern and self-referential and stuff. And I'm down to fuck that shit now. And old comic dialogue is the bomb. If you're reading an old comic and you're not feeling it, have a few drinks, listen to some space rock. I guarantee you'll connect. The other, I read so many Eternals comics. I'm just going to talk about 3 eras. The other one, the Neil Gaiman stuff from the oddies. Long story that I'd love to tell at some point, but I won't try to do there. Neil Gaiman ended up writing an Eternals comic book to pay for the legal fees on a Todd McFarlane lawsuit, which is fucking great. But it's really what they should have adapted. It is so fucking good. It's a completely underrated classic comic. He wrote 1602 in that same era, and for some reason, everybody loves that. And nobody really remembers this Eternals thing, but it's really fucking good. I highly remember it. The Eternal series, I think it's from 2007 by Neil Gaiman and John Romita Jr. Pick it up. And finally, the most recent Eternals comic by a guy named Karen Gillan, no relation to the actress Karen Gillan, and an artist named Asad Rabik. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that wrong. But their most recent Eternals comic that's going on right now is fucking great. It has a really nice, fun plot device in that the comic is narrated by the Earth, which sounds stuffy and uppity, but is actually really funny. Really good comic. Has a really good voice for all the characters. Highly recommended. That's all I got.
Cool. I also only have one thing this week. I watched the Netflix Western movie, The Harder They Fall, with pretty much everyone. Jonathan Majors, Idris Elba, Regina King, Zazie Beetz, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of people in it. It's fucking cool as shit. I don't know. It's clear that whoever directed this and made this has a real love for like traditional Westerns, because it's got a very like flashy style, but like the pacing and the feel is very like traditional Western to me. And yeah, I don't really know how else to describe it. If you've seen a Western movie, it's that with more black people. But it's super fun, and like literally everyone is the coolest fucking person, which I mean is by design, but they pull it off. There's an exceptional just knockdown, drag out brawl between Regina King and Zazie Beetz towards the end of the movie, which I mean, honestly, for that reason alone, I'd recommend it. But it's on the whole a very good movie. I recommend it.
Those are real people.
Yeah, no, I don't think all of them are, but
I don't know all of them, but some of them are.
Most of them are. They're not like they didn't do this story, but yes, they are real people from that era.
Yes.
So yeah, I recommend it. It's a good movie. Better than Transformers.
I've been about to watch that all week, so that may be the nudge I need.
There you go. Next week, Ghostbusters, which I know at least somebody's excited about. I don't know. I'm going to see it.
I'm glad Ian wasn't here for this, because I don't want to talk to anyone who's seen it beforehand, because I don't know. I just got this feeling it's going to suck. And I don't want to be guided.
Well, we'll all find out in a week. In the meantime, thank you guys for listening. Please rate, subscribe, tell your friends about the podcast. If you want to get in touch with us, you can reach us at realphonies@gmail.com, and on Facebook at realphonies, on Instagram, real_phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Molestes for our theme. We'll see you guys later.
Later.